Good afternoon everyone. Alright, we've got something odd today. We've got a bit of a weird one on a BT50. So this BT50 come into us with intermittent fuse blowing on the brake light circuit. What we've got right now is we've got the parkers on now. All the lights do work. What's happening is when you press the brake, the parker and the brake lights are staying on. Now, what's actually happened, I've taken the trailer wiring out of this circuit at the minute. So I've taken the trailer wiring out of this circuit, and what we've got right now, and what I was hoping we'd have, is a fixed vehicle, and my assumption was that the trailer wiring was causing this issue. But what we have here is hooked up to battery ground, so when we touch a power feed, our test light will light up. What we have, and I'll try and do this with sort of one hand, these two bottom pins here. So our green and white is our park trigger, and our red and white is our brake trigger. My brakes aren't pressed right now, but our parkers... Alright, quick test. We've unplugged our brake switch. I'm going to go back here. Parkers are still on, and I'm going to do the same check. Alright, sorry, wrong way around. There we go. Our red is our brake trigger. As you can see, our test light lights, and that is our park trigger, which also lights our test light. So at the minute, what we've got is we've got a 12-volt feed coming on our brake trigger when the brakes aren't pressed, and on our park light circuit when the parkers are on. We shouldn't have that happening, so I believe we've got a short between our park circuit and our brake light. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm probably going to go up to this brake light switch, and we're going to pull some diagrams up and see what's going on here. Alright, brake switch is unplugged, and I'll try and get this on the camera again. So we're looking for that red and then that white and green wire. Brake input is still hot, and our park input is still hot. We shouldn't have a hot input on that brake input. Now, before we do any more pulling, straight to wiring diagrams. Alright, so continuing on, looking at some schematics of how this all works. Obviously normal brake switch setup, and then the other side is fed from a park lamp relay. But what's interesting is if I put that there, right now while the car's acting up, we have 12 volts on both sides of our brake switch wire. So we definitely have a back feed, and we have a back feed coming, well, yeah, through. Alright, so quick visual inspection at the back after doing those checks at the front. I think we can see our issue. If you have a look here, so put the light in here so we can try and see. This harness here goes up here and is actually pinched under the tray. So that's the other end of it. You can see it poking out from in between the tray and the body there. So someone has pinched that wiring harness under the bloody tray. So that looks like that's what we're going to be repairing anyway. Alright, last bit on the Mazda. There is our short, and that is our back feed from our brake to our park circuit. Or sorry, our park to our brake circuit. Alright, so moving stuff out of the way. We've got this harness out. As you can see, she has been, this is a terrible spot to try and get the camera into. As you can see, she's rubbed through. Someone's dropped the tray down on the bloody wiring harness. So that's what's going on there anyway. Now we know why fuses have been blowing and everything. Time to sort this out. Alright, so brake lights. As we can see, we are all sorted. Just got to put lens back on. Alright, final check on the Mazda. As you can see, park lights are working, and that is just one filament of that globe. Now we're going to get the brake light on.